Their reasoning is that they would have put on the sirens and then people would move up into the fire. Okay, I call bullshit, because we're not stupid. All right, if we would have been warned at 2 in the afternoon, we could have saved everything out of that apartment instead of just ourselves. All right, and there wouldn't be all the death and the people jumping into the ocean on fire. All right, and the death toll is bullshit. What is it, up to 110? I have friends who they saw more than 300 people in the water. Okay, so they're not counting the bodies that sunk. All right.
So here, Alexa, for Urban News in Maui, and me and Lincoln J, reporting on the wildfire tragedy that hit the town of Lahaina. So many people have lost loved ones, homes, and businesses. And today, we met with one of the residents who were on the scene when everything happened. He was currently in his girlfriend's apartment. And when the fire going through, it's when they start panicking. But I want you to hear from his mouth what he experienced. As I repeat to people, if you want to help the local community, you can do so either by finding a local community charity. But we find also Maui Strong Relief. If you like it, you can donate through that website too. Our heart go with all the families and people who lost everything. We are here to give them a platform, to let them explain themselves what they passed through. And it is important because that made the whole story. For the people who didn't know what happened, in Hawaii, in the island of Maui, there was wildfire who started on the 8th of August, really early in the morning. Afterwards, citizens thought it was okay. It was just like a simple fire as they usually have. But no, not this time. With the wind that was coming from a hurricane called Dora, the fire got alive, and afterwards, the panic come to the citizen, because when they realized that their town was in fire, a lot of people didn't get out alive, unfortunately. So by respect to the people and by love, we are here to give them the platform, as I say. And if you want to see our coverage, don't forget to go at thetruthaboutmaui.com. On this website, not only you can see our report, but you can donate if you think that it was important that independent media come here. So now, let's hear Elia's story.
Yeah, I've been a resident of Lahaina for the past 8.5 years. My name's Ilya. This fire came out of nowhere. We were at my girlfriend's apartment at the Front Street Apartments in Lahaina when this happened on the 8th. And the biggest gripe that I have is there was absolutely no warning whatsoever. Not one police car, not one fire engine to be seen, nobody coming down with a loudspeaker saying evacuate. And the biggest thing, they have the tsunami sirens set up and they test them once a month. We have to hear them on the first of every month at 11:45 a.m. So they're in place and they are there. And you have to realize on that morning, the phones went down, the power went out. The last we heard before the phones went down, it was that there was a brush fire up on the hill. Here on Maui, there's a brush fire every 2 to 3 weeks, okay? You think nothing of it, you hear about them all the time, all right? That's the last info we got about any sort of fire, okay? And then the day progressed, the wind's blowing. Still, where we were, it's on the edge of Front Street, towards the end of it on this side. And Lahaina's burning. There's a big apartment complex blocking our view of Lahaina town, okay? We don't know that Lahaina is literally burning down, okay, until the sky turned black like night and embers started coming over that big apartment, okay? and I opened the lanai door, and it's all storm doors, so they're very strong, so you don't feel heat or anything when they're closed. When I opened it, when I started seeing the embers, and I started seeing birds disorientated from the smoke. They started bashing into the buildings across the way and falling, yeah, and you're like, what the is going on? And open the lanai. Once I opened the lanai, I could feel the heat of the fire, like overwhelming. Like, oh, okay, we gotta go. Again, why didn't they sound the sirens? People were evacuating Lahaina all day. There was not one warning. They sent a text out, an emergency response text. Okay, how the hell are you gonna get a text when the goddamn phones are off and the power's off? All right, no warning, not one warning, not one police vehicle drove through with a loudspeaker saying get out, fire. Nothing, not a word. And that is what my gripe is. And I saw yesterday on an interview on Instagram to the mayor, his excuse for not starting the tsunami sirens was that protocol means when you hear the tsunami sirens, you're supposed to move up country, you're supposed to get to higher ground. Okay, so their reasoning is that they would have put on the sirens and then people would move up into the fire. Okay, I call bullshit, because we're not stupid. All right, if we would have been warned at 2 p.m, we could have saved everything out of that apartment instead of just ourselves. All right, and there wouldn't be all the death and the people jumping into the ocean on fire. All right, and the death toll is bullshit. What is it, up to 110? I have friends who they saw more than 300 people in the water. Okay, so they're not counting the bodies that sunk. All right, this was handled in the most inept, irresponsible. It almost seems like they wanted us to burn. You have to understand, we're in a communication blackout here. The people who have stayed here or who are stuck here, we have to sit at that truck to get Wi-Fi in order to communicate via internet, okay? People don't understand that. They think everything's fucking normal. On the other side of the fucking island, it is normal, okay? Business as usual. They have their internet. The stores are open. Here, the stores are open. All the refrigerator. Times is open. Safeway's not. We had to have friends bring in gas. Donations, I believe all these donations behind us are brought in by people here on the island. FEMA's here, Red Cross is here, I believe, blah, blah, blah. I don't know much about those organizations, and I can't tell you much because I'm in a radio blackout, okay? I'm not allowed to get... I try to post stuff, but I don't want to post too controversial stuff. Because I don't want to be silenced and censored on the internet. This whole thing, even, okay, if it was a natural fire, the winds were crazy, it is possible. Okay. But the handling, the response, the utter lack of response is deplorable, to say the least.
Talking with other people who were on the scene at that moment, did you learn a little bit of what maybe caused the fire?
I mean, okay, right now, okay, we hear the coconut wireless, we hear word of mouth, and you can't really trust anything that's going around with the word of mouth. So, I mean, supposedly it was a brush fire that got uncontained. Now, then I just heard from a person 20 minutes ago that the fire department was trying to do a controlled burn up on top of the hill. And it got out of control. Is that true? I don't know. It's word of mouth. That's all we're getting. That's what you have to understand. The information that I get coming in, it's all word of mouth, and we don't know what to believe. I know that in my gut, something's not right. That's about as far as I want to take it.
Do you think that right now the federal government, we heard that Joe Biden is providing $700 by householder. What do you think about the help provided by the authorities? Do you think it's enough? What do you think about that?
Well, how about all the money they're sending to Ukraine right now? They need to take care of their own. They need to do stuff down here. They need to take care of the people. This whole island is displaced. It'll never be the same. Lahaina town was the historic part of this. It was the land of kings of old, and again with the radio silence, everything's just like a little too late, you know. Biden's full of shit. Biden.
And what is your biggest concern, like for the future, like for now? What?
Okay, well, the future, it's going to be different for everybody. Okay, so what are they going to do now? Are they going to help the people out? Are they going to help the people who have owned lands here for generations, or are they going to say that I heard that already insurance companies are saying that your building wasn't up to code, even though they've been paying insurance for years and they don't want to pay out on the insurance. Yeah, and I also heard that there's a clause stated that was newly written in that there's no new development on Maui unless land was destroyed by natural disaster. Okay, so all this is very convenient that so this has all been destroyed by natural disaster, right? And so what? Now they're going to come and they're already trying to offer lowball money for the property. Yeah, they're claiming the ground is toxic. They don't want the residents, even the houses that survived in that area. You're not allowed to live there. Okay, so everything's cleared out. What do they go for now? Like for me, I'm a tattoo artist. Okay, there's no place to work in Lahaina. All right, and then every other tattoo artist who stays on the island is going to be looking for work or looking to open a new shop on the other side in Kihei or whatnot. It's already oversaturated over there, right? So we don't even know. We don't know. We're taking it day by day.
So we are here on the ground in Maui. We wanted to show you the other side of the story because mainstream media is just showing one side of it. But here now we have the chance not only to share with you what the people have experienced firsthand, but we let them explain it to you. So please, if you think that it was important, we are here, go at thetruthaboutmaui.com. Donate what you can so that can help us to offset our travel expense, and also we can continue our journalism. And don't forget, watch our report and share it.